Today from r/LetsNotMeet. Some guy held a knife to my back over some cheap bottle of knockoff Baileys. I was working at my first ever job in retail. I was around 20 years old. It was a busy morning, 9 a.m., somewhere mid-December, hence why it was so busy. I was working the checkouts as per usual, scanning items, ringing up customers and all that jazz, about an hour into my shift. I was serving an elderly man who bought just a handful of items. After giving him his subtotal, another guy behind him, smelling of booze, stretched out handing me cash. I kindly told him I wasn't serving him, and I was serving the man in front of him. Then I looked down, and I saw he was buying some cheap knockoff branded Baileys, some booze, and of course, I figured out this guy is wasted. Just as I was taking payment from the elderly man, I was planning in my head how I was going to tell the next guy that I cannot sell him alcohol, as he's already drunk. This was my first job, and I never encountered this sort of thing before. So I finished serving, and now on to the drunk guy. I looked around in hopes to find another colleague or my manager, but not one in sight or available to help. So I looked at the man, and just before I opened my mouth, I felt like someone grabbed a fistful of my hair and something sharp poking me in the back. And of course, the man whispered in my ear, to which I also smelt alcohol on his breath. "Serve my mate." He pushes, which I'm assuming was a knife, harder into my back. "Now." In complete shock, I said nothing, just scanned the bottle, took the cash, and they were gone. I quickly turned around to my colleague working checkouts behind me, but all they did was look at me and asked if I was okay, completely unaware of what just happened. Then I went for my break. I see my manager pass, so I rushed over to him and told him what just happened. All he did was laugh because he thought I was joking, but criticized me for selling alcohol to someone under the influence. Whatever that sharp object that was in my back cut me. Before my break, I could feel blood running down my back and it was sore. And of course, couldn't see the blood as my uniform is black. I screamed, "It's true, it did happen." I turned around and lifted my hair, as I have very long hair. Lift up my shirt or get a female colleague close by. This guy sliced me. But the manager just said, "Ew, no, I don't want to see you lift up your shirt," and just walked away staring into his phone. Well, I didn't return to finish my shift. I snuck out of the store, took a taxi, and went home. My mom cleaned up my back and dressed it. Then the next morning, she called work to tell them I will not be returning, as the manager's incompetence to take action when I could have almost been stabbed over a bottle. So to the drunk people trying to buy knockoff bottles of Baileys, let's not meet.